This is the first video in the third section. In this section we'll be covering the organizational setup. In this first video we'll be looking at the company profile page and the information that can be found there. Before we talk about what is available on the company profile, let's look at the definition first. The company profile contains all information about the company, mostly identified when creating the Salesforce org for the first time. You can split the information in three areas. The first set of information contains the company information. It's an overview on the company details, which normally are set up the moment you get your first org. Then there is the default locale and default currency. We'll cover those in the next two videos. An important area for us to look at admin ends is in storage used and licenses available. The storage is split between data and files and is a helpful area to look at to understand how you are using your org and if you need to clean up for extra storage space. The licenses give you a top-line overview of the number of licenses you have and how many you have spare. Next we have physical information and currencies. We'll look at that in one of the next videos. And finally you have business hours and holidays. This information is very important when you're using the Service Cloud. Both this information is used in relation to milestone and entitlements, as well as understanding how you can allocate your team. Now let's look where we can find this in our Salesforce org. So here we have a test org open and we are in our setup area. So if you want to find your information about your company profile, you go to the area in settings called company settings. And if you open that up, you can see here your business hours that we talked about. I will cover that in one of the future videos. And here you can find your company information. If you click on that, then you see here all the information that you have available. So you have a name and a contact. And you see here on the right hand side information as locale, language and time zone. And like I said, you see here you use data and you use file space. This is a relatively small org because it's a test org, but you can see how I have split my data and that I've mainly used data space so far and actually no file space. Underneath here you can see your user licenses and you see which ones you have and how many you have available and how many you have used. For example, this org, as it's a playground org from Trailhead, there are 2 licenses for Salesforce in there and I've used them both, but I still have an awful lot of chatter-free licenses. I'll talk about also some of this information in one of the later videos. You also see some permission set information and some feature licenses. If you keep scrolling, you can see more and more information appearing. So let's go back to our presentation.